Hey, Heather from Hooked on Pickin here. Welcome to today's adventure. We're going to actually show you something that is very time consuming and it's part of the reselling world, but I don't generally show on this channel. How do we do all of our shipping? I'm going to give you some tips throughout the process, but you're just going to watch us ship a bunch of stuff, but watch the process and you'll be able to kind of get an idea of how much work is it really. You guys are a true blessing in my life. Thank you so much for helping me put this content out there to everyone. If you'd like to join these great people, please consider supporting me through my Patreon page. Check the link below. Okay, so we've got about 40 orders to fulfill just on the store alone, and we're going to do some Poshmark. But you see all the product behind me? Well, it's all nice and organized back there, and I've also got product in shelves along the wall and in other boxes, and I sometimes keep some of my larger products, like you see some of the boxes underneath my tables from time to time. I keep some of my larger product there. But once somebody buys something, I gather all the items together in order to ship them out. So in this particular order, we've got a red leather purse, a Dove Intensive Cream lotion. We've got a Hershey's Kiss coconut cream scented bath bomb, and then another purse blue in color. And so those are the 4 items. And so I pick my box. I do have a shipping area with lots of stacked boxes over there. So this is going to be the box that I use. We're going to just tape it up. As you can see, I've done this a few times. So I like to do 3 across because one, sometimes if it gets unsticky, it'll come out and then something could potentially fall out of the box. You can also put tape along this edge as well. So I'll show you how I do that. I used to just put 1 down the middle and 1 along the edge, but I like 3 just to make sure. You never know what happens in shipping these days. All right, so we got that done. And then we're going to put all of our items inside of our box. Now I'm going to end up with a lot of extra room. So let me show you what I do. There's a lot of extra room in there. So what I'd like to do is, the most damage always comes in shipping on the outside edges of the box. So what I'm going to do is actually take, this is my favorite packing material right here, is the brown paper. It's super duper cheap and generally doesn't add a lot of weight to your actual package. So I'm just going to pull a bunch of paper off. I'm going to pat it in the bottom, then I'm going to put all my items in, and I'll pad the top. Okay, basically you don't want the stuff to move around. So we're pretty good padded in there. It should feel not super tight, but snug in there, and when you pick it up, you really shouldn't hear anything move. We're going to do the same thing to this side. Smooth it all down, and now I've got it packaged. So this is the package. Then I'll take it over. I'm going to weigh it, throw the label on, which I'm not going to show you because I don't want you to have the address of the person who got it, but that's going to be the process. You'll get to see me put the labels on from a distance in this next part of the video. These were packaged before we started. In this first part of the video, you don't see me much because I'm sitting at the computer and basically printing packing slips. It has the order number on it, the customer's name on it, and how many of each item that they'll be getting. So you'll see me just quickly put them over on the table, and then Paul picks a new one, finds the items, throws them in the boxes. One thing you'll notice that Paul is doing is he is polybagging the Yoda backpacks. The reason that we always put them in a separate plastic bag is just in case the box were to get wet, the item is not damaged. It's shocking how many times a postal carrier or a UPS guy will just leave the box out in the rain to get wet. So we always try to take extra precautions to protect the items. One rule of thumb of things that you might want to do to make your shipping process much faster is, if you notice, we have pretty standard size boxes. We have a supplier, it's always listed in the description of all my videos, including this one, that we get all our boxes from. And so I would recommend having standard size boxes so that you always have a place to put the item and you don't have to go hunting forever to find the perfect box. Whenever possible, please utilize the priority mail free boxes. So there are some people that choose UPS shipping, in which I have to use the brown boxes, but anytime you can utilize the priority mail shipping boxes, that definitely saves you some money. If you watch me off to the side, I actually am reaching over and grabbing the pre-printed packing labels that I had already put out there, and I'm actually writing whether or not it's UPS, priority mail, or first class mail so that Paul knows which type of box to choose when shipping the items. Paul and I work as a great team. If you watch me off to the side, I am actually putting labels on and then carrying them over to a tote to be put in, to be set out, and I'll show you that at the end of the night. We keep our items in a tote when we put them out overnight, simply so they do not get rained on. Some of you may not live in an area where you can do that, so just simply keep them inside your house. You can make a special note on your United States Post Office pickup or your UPS pickup and let them know that they need to knock on the door to get the packages that you have scheduled for pickup. Like I said, this ended up being 40 plus orders off the store and on Poshmark. And so we are actually trying to get all of these orders done before we do any kind of video recording, because I have a UPS pickup scheduled from 2 to 3 o'clock that day, which I normally have almost every day of the week. And then my post office pickup I will put out overnight, and it will be picked up first thing in the morning. Paul is still continuing to package things off of the Hooked on Pickin store, but I am packaging Poshmark, which always uses priority mailboxes. And so I'm actually packaging a bundle right there and printing the labels for that while I'm waiting for him to do the Hooked on Pickin ones. And he simply just tapes the label on to the top of the box so I know which order it is for and for which customer, so we never get anything mixed up. Another tip that I would always suggest is utilizing a thermal label writer. I currently use the Dymo label writer 4XL, but they also make other kinds like Brother and Rollo that work just as well with eBay, Poshmark, and other websites, even Amazon. And so I utilize that. Yes, the labels are a little bit more expensive than paper, but the fact that you don't have to buy ink for all of those labels that you'll be printing is a huge, huge time saver and money saver. One thing you'll also notice is as I'm packaging Poshmark, we always put everything into poly bags after we list it on our Poshmark store. This helps the clothing item to not get damaged in storage. It also helps save time whenever you're shipping so that you don't have to poly bag each individual clothing item. And so they're already pre-bagged, and I simply have a label on them with an inventory number to save time. Another tip for shipping is definitely look into scheduling either a UPS pickup or a post office pickup. You don't want to have to spend the time driving all of your packages to the post office. You simply go to USPS.com to get the United States Postal Service pickup. I simply choose during my regular mail delivery, and then I put them in totes outside the door for my post office carrier to pick up. I always treat him really nice, so at Christmas time, generally a gift card or a treat is something I give them because they're helping to further your business. The same thing with my UPS guy. I always treat him great, and you can go onto UPS.com to schedule a pickup, or if you're like me and have your own website, you can also schedule it through your own website. Another great tip that I wish somebody would have told me when I first started doing reselling is offer multiple different types of shipping options, such as UPS, DHL, FedEx, and the United States Postal Service. You will find that some customers choose different options because it's much cheaper for them to ship it a different way depending on where they live. And so giving them multiple options ensures that you might make more sales. Like I said, we put all of our packages for the post office in totes to keep them from getting rain or different weather on them, and to keep critters from trying to get into them. So here we are loading the totes that we'll be putting outside the door to be sure that everything stays safe and secure. Generally speaking, we put all of our smaller boxes in these totes if we have more than what we have totes available, simply because we don't want the little FedEx packages that weigh less than a pound to be flying away in any kind of gust of wind or anything like that. And so all of our smaller ones go inside there, and then we'll be stacking the larger ones on top so they're not on the ground for any reason. All right, so that's behind the scenes, the stuff that we don't normally show you. We want it to take this long because we want to make that many sales. So that was probably a few hours worth of packaging, 1 or 2. And so I'm going to show you the total number. We've got 3 boxes under here that went UPS. And at the beginning of the video, I showed you the picture of what we already shipped UPS from our fire sale. So this is mostly off the store. So we're going to go outside and I'll show you everything that we have there. We love to utilize these totes. We had a lot of large boxes this time, so if it's heavy, we'll go ahead and put it on top. But the reason for the totes is to keep weather out, and especially if we've got any kind of food item or whatever like that, we want to keep animals out. And so we definitely want to keep stuff in totes. None of these things have any kind of food items, so we were fine sticking those outside the totes. But I mean, as you can see, that's a lot of packages, but it's also a lot of profit. So hopefully it was fun to watch us do all of the shipping. You get a glimpse into the really hard work part of the reselling business. And remember, in the end, Jesus wins. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. If you'd like to watch more of my videos, just click on them here. And if you'd like to learn more about the reseller world, subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos. Thanks.